of the courts, but it had to be an open court. You and the state each have that right. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, we're not doing that because of the COVID pandemic, but very simply, you still have that right. You still could demand that. What we're doing right now is doing this by video conference. You and the state apparently have both agreed to do it by video conference instead of demanding that be done in the courtroom. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now you heard the rights that we're talking about. Now we're going to show you some written documents concerning that.
Yes.
All these documents are going to start off at the top with identifying information. It'll show, Patty, can you mute? All right. All the documents will start off with at the top with identifying information. Just like you see that there's got the case number 643229, the state of Texas versus Juanita Salas Talamantes in County Court of Law number 5, Bexar County, Texas. Then it's got the title, State's Consent to Video Conference. This is the one where they agreed to do the video conference. It's being shown on YouTube, which makes it public, but it's not within the requirements that it's in a public courtroom. Did you see this document? Review it with your attorney.
Yes. Yes, sir.
There's going to be one shortly that's yours where you sign it. This one's signed by the state. The next document is called Discovery Acknowledgement. Again, a repetition of the identifying information. This talks about Article 39.14 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. It makes clear that the law that requires the state to make open to you or available to you and your attorney all the receipts, documents, paperwork, information, videos, or whatever's involved in this case. It is signed by your attorney and the state's attorney saying that this law has been obeyed. Did you review this with your lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The next one is yours. This is the one where you consented to video conference. You and your attorney agreed to this and you both signed it. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, this document is called Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. It starts off with 3 different sentences. The second one says that you know and understand what you're charged with: fraud, destroy, removal, concealment of writing. Did you see and understand that part of the document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, this next sentence says that you hereby enter a plea of nolo contendere. Now, just so you know, a nolo contendere plea is taken as a guilty plea in this court. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The rest of it is divided into 15 sections or divisions. The number, and they're all numbered. Number 1 is the range of punishment. What is the punishment you can get for this offense? And it is a fine from $0 to $4,000 and jail from 0 days to 1 year. Did you see and understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I want you to read number 2 for me, please.
I understand I have a right to a jury trial, a right to cross-examination of witnesses, and a right to remain silent. I freely and voluntarily give up those rights.
All right, so you're able to read. You've been able to read this whole document. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Valenzuela, did you assist her in reading over and understanding this document?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
All right. Ms. Talamantes, where were you born, ma'am?
Pasadena, Texas.
Okay. The rest of these documents will show that you are a U.S. citizen. And this does have your signature and that of your attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This document before you now is called Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. There's a bunch of little boxes stacked up vertically. Each one says something different about the right of appeal. The 5th one is shown to you right now at the top of the screen. I, as a judge, say this to you: this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And you and Ms. Valenzuela reviewed this and you have signed it, and so has she. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Valenzuela, that is correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. Now, what you're seeing now is a document with the same identifying information, but this one is titled Application for Judge-Ordered Community Supervision Probation. Probation briefly is a written legal binding agreement that you're signing with this court. You're saying that you will live up to specific conditions of supervision, because part of this agreement, you're going to be given a jail sentence, a punishment of going to jail, but that will be suspended or probated so long as you live up to all of the conditions. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Those conditions, ma'am, will be read to you. You will sign them and you'll have a copy in your hands. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You did sign that document, right, Juanita?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you fill out, and this one is the only one that doesn't have the identifying information repeated, and simply because this identifies you completely. Did you fill out only true and accurate information in here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you work with Refresco Beverages, you work full-time.
Yes, sir.
This is, you say you're getting between $15 and $17 an hour?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. How long you been working there?
A year and a half.
Very good. Well, I'm glad for you. It looks like you've got at least a decent income.
Yeah, I used to do printing for like 20 years, but I got out of that.
All righty. Now you have no children, no underage dependents?
No, sir.
Okay, you'll notice that this says right here on the form that you're a U.S. citizen. Got all
Yes.
your identifying information. All right. Now the next document you're going to see is the plea agreement. We'll show that to you and we'll be wrapped up with this. This is called a plea agreement. The first two squares will be marked. I'll order them marked. The first one talks about, guess what? Right to remain silent. The second one says that you are a U.S. citizen. Then there's 5 little squares. Next to each one, there's a declaration about rights and protections that you have. Did you see and understand that these were marked, meaning that you know and understand what they say?
Yes, Your Honor.
All righty. You're officially charged with fraudulent destruction or removal of or concealment of a writing. To that charge officially, how do you plead, ma'am?
No contender.
All right. As a nolo contendere plea is taken as a guilty plea in this court. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
It is sufficient for me to convict you. Now, you'll notice there's a check mark here says you are ordered to appear within 7 days to provide a thumbprint pursuant to 38.33 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. That is a requirement by law. You have to do that within 7 days. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, I find you guilty. I sentence you to 90 days, Bexar County Jail. That'll be probated or suspended for a term of 3 months. You are fined $300. This says that 300 will be probated. I am not allowing that. As a judge, I'm allowed to change that if I choose, and I do. However, I will tell you this, because I am making this a heavier punishment than you agreed to, you have the right to reject that and start all over. In addition, you will do 24 hours of community service restitution. You will attend the ATSE course, that is an anti-theft training course for you. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. In your case, ma'am, your supervisory fee, I set it at $34 a month. Do you have any questions, Mr. Alamantes?
Your Honor, I mean, the cost was something that was considered. Yes, Ms. Talamantes does make that. Yes, she doesn't have, but she still has grandchildren. She still has family members that she helps. They're not technically a dependent, and she was very specific on how she was answering that question. And I understand the court's hesitancy, but I would ask that if we're not gonna probate all of the fine, which was a consideration that we took into, in some doing this plea at this time, if you would consider some probating some of it.
I only
Yeah.
know what I see on that paper, Ms. Valenzuela.
I understand, Your Honor, but
She's working full-time, making 15 to 17 an hour. Now, tell me, you've said something about, she's got other responsibilities. I'm listening. Ms. Talamantes, tell me about that.
Yes, I have two grandchildren. They stay with me, and I don't get any help like with the government or anything with that because I don't. They say I make too much money, which I don't think I do, but I don't qualify for anything. They do get the Medicaid though, but other than that,
All right. Well,
qualify for
see, I don't get to see that unless somebody tells me about it under oath, which you have just done. I'll go ahead and allow the probating of the $300, just the way you all had done.
thank you,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
Any further questions, Ms. Talamantes?
no, sir.
Ms. Valenzuela?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ms. Morgan?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right. Then